On today's show, we're back with British all-rounder Calum Muskett. In the first part of our interview, we talked about his recent trips to Patagonia, and today we're focusing on hard, scary routes in the UK. So you got back from second Patagonia trip. Mm-hmm. What happened then? What did spring look like?
I was doing a bit of work in Scotland. Did my winter mountain leader, which was quite cold, but good to get out of the way. And then I guess returned to North Wales and tried to go climbing lots and yeah, local crags. I had this one objective in mind. I was going out with a good friend of mine, Riz Finneran, out to the Alps for 5 weeks. We were going on a road trip, and we were going to have a go at a route in the Ratigan called Silbergeier, which is just a super classic multi-pitch 8B+. So I was kind of getting really fit for that, really psyched, and then of course I got injured, a very silly injury, kind of belaying. So we went out on this trip not feeling very fit, but it was great to get to the Alps.
What did you get done?
So Riz and I tried Silbergeier, and this summer in the Alps we had pretty awful weather. And we were there trying it for about a week and a half or so, progressively getting better and better attempts on it, until the point where I kind of realised I needed to be a little bit fitter really to do it. But Riz managed it in pretty awful weather. It rained and hailed twice the day I actually led it. And there were also wet patches on 7C+ pitches, so it's pretty amazing to see Riz get through that. After that trip, we headed back to the kind of Mont Blanc area around Chamonix, and did a route called Mar Dalton on the south face of Midi, which is a fantastic, really classic roof jamming crack. And we climbed a bit on the south face of the Patagonia Turn, which is on the Fizz, above the Sixth Valley. And that's an incredible wall. That's one of the best kind of mountain crags I've ever climbed on. And I don't think anybody really goes there. It's got these kind of 15 pitch routes on perfect limestone, pretty well bolted in the main, and it's just fantastic. Unfortunately, we failed on that twice too, on various routes, but I was getting progressively more successful throughout that trip.
And then you went to Yosemite?
Yeah, and then I had a holiday with my girlfriend to Yosemite, and we had a really nice time climbing lots of classics like the Rostrum, Snake Dyke, and other routes like that, and then had a quick one-day hit with Andy Kirkpatrick at Lurking Fear, which is a good laugh. After coming back from Yosemite, I headed to the Alps for a week and a half, and met up with Tom Livingston and John Bracey, who's a guide living out in Chamonix, and didn't have great weather, but we managed to get an ascent of the Gabarou Sylvie on the Aiguille Sans Nom, and even managed it free, which was fantastic. We had quite fortunate conditions in some ways, in that the cracks were very iced up, but there was either side of the cracks there was blank rock, so you could actually climb it in rock boots with ice axes, which is really unusual. So it's still sub-zero, so you can't really feel your toes, but it makes it slightly easier than using crampons because you're not smearing on rock so much. So that was a great route and great fun climbing with those two.
So after a pretty eventful year, the last big event was the Red Bull cliff climbing chalky.
Yeah.
Tell us what it was all about.
Yeah, it was the Red Bull White Cliffs event, which is on the Isle of Wight. I got an invitation to go to this kind of crazy kind of event competition thing a few weeks back, and I had I'm not really a competition climber. I've never really been into it, but again, this was like an opportunity to climb something that I'd always wanted to climb, chalk cliffs, and I think they did a really good job. They had quite a few guides rigging up the ropes and making sure it was all okay with the National Trust and local climbers, and it seemed like just a really good opportunity to have a go at climbing on chalk, which is a bit of a quirky British thing, but something I'd always really wanted to do.
We're supposed to climb these like 120 meter cliff faces, and it's like nothing I've ever seen before. It's not like ice, it's not like wood, it's not like mixed or rock or whatever. It's this crazy texture that sometimes your picks will stick, sometimes, you know, I blew off a flake this big. It's far out. So we're here to establish these routes and then climb them as fast as possible and just have a wicked time doing it.
pretty happy to have had the top rope. Just because your first go, the chalk on the Isle of Wight is really, really hard and compact. And our first goes, we got really, really pumped and didn't really get very far because you had to hit this chalk about 10 times before you got even a slight placement for your ice axes. So it was a real team effort to kind of prepare the route to climb. And it's really quite steep too, 120 metres of top roping a chalk cliff.
When we first saw the cliff, it was pretty crazy. Its size looks okay until you abseil down, and then it just looks completely massive. But once you got stuck in and we all grouped together, it was really fun, and it's cool that we made it work.
You were saying 2013 might have been better, but a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's been a good year. Lots of travelling, which has been fantastic, and also been working quite hard in between the travelling, but it's been really worthwhile.
Thanks, Callum, and best of luck for next year. That's it from us today. Make sure you check out our Facebook and Twitter pages, and we'll see you tomorrow.